it.
Yeah,
It's okay.
yeah. You overthink a lot.
I do. I did tell you I have autism and ADHD, so it's kind of one of the symptoms.
Always apologizing when you don't have to. You know, that's just something I'm noticing. You know.
It's because I guess there's like been so much like feeling misunderstood by people, so I feel like
Interesting.
I almost like the need to apologize.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know you know what I'm talking about. We've talked about that stuff.
What? But if you're misunderstood, like, that doesn't mean you should apologize. You know what I mean? I think if someone's giving you the space to speak or to give you some understanding, if you don't say it right the first time, then they should step back and give you another opportunity to keep on trying to articulate yourself so that they can understand you. You know what I mean? So I feel like they should be saying sorry if you're being misunderstood, because someone who wants to understand will step back and give you a chance to speak.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, one of those things with healing. You know how we were talking about healing?
Yeah.
I feel like are we live?
We are live.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Don't say sorry.
With healing, it's like you're on a healing journey.
Mm-hmm.
And just because you're on the healing journey doesn't mean you're healed. It's a constant
Yes.
like thing
For
that
sure.
you work towards, you know?
Definitely. Yes. 100%. That's very wise. That is very wise. And who's to know that we ever will truly be? Well, you never know. Maybe we will.
I feel like there's things in life that will just... Oh, sorry, I'm getting too far away.
That's okay.
There's things in life that will make you... Like... I don't know how to explain it.
Take your time.
I feel like you're going to might have to pause that part and like skip forward.
No, we're just authentic.
Okay.
Real.
I forgot what I was getting at. So we could just talk about like the fact that you're on a healing journey.
Mm-hmm.
And there's things, sorry, I know what I was getting at. There's things you were going to go through life even though you're still on the journey. So it's going to add to things that you still need to heal throughout life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like healing is a constant thing that you're going to have
Right.
throughout life.
Definitely. No, I see that. I see what you're saying. There's always going to be something that we're going to have to endure through.
Right, and work on and heal through,
Yeah,
because
definitely.
there's always something else that's going to happen. Like,
Right.
whether we don't want to expect it and like live like in fear or anything.
Yes.
But we got to know that life isn't perfect and there's going to be things that are going to happen to us.
Right. I hear what you're saying. I definitely hear what you're saying. My take is that I think that through our journey of healing, I think that we can get a point where we have a sense of self. You know what I mean? Like we feel like confident in our existence.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? However that comes about. Right? Personally, I've had help with the Bible. You know what I mean? In Christ.
Right.
You know what I mean? His identity, his existence has shaped my identity. You know what I mean? And I feel like that has given me a lot of strength and peace. Things like it gives me a reason to be able to endure. I can endure through anything because I know that there is something, I know there's greater meaning in this life. And I know that suffering ultimately leads to greater understanding.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like since I know Christ, I can suffer through anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm chilling. I'm chilling in the fire. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But to make it easy for people to understand, if you're not a believer, when you have a sense of self and you have some self-worth, I don't think it's as hard to dismantle what you know, like how you see yourself. You know what I mean? If you see yourself in a certain strength, then, what is the situation? You know what I mean? You will overcome that.
Right.
Because you are not that situation. And that situation, like it disappears in a moment. Mm-hmm. And then you're on to the next decision. So how well do you feel you are at making decisions? You know what I mean? Like, are you confident in your decision making? Because this moment will pass, and eventually you're going to have to choose another choice to make. And then that's the beauty of life, because we can keep on messing up over and over and over again for years, for decades.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then we still have more chances and choices to make the next day. And so many choices the next day, so much choices the next moment. So once we feel a little confident in ourselves, I think we become more satisfied with making a decision. It doesn't need to be the right decision or the wrong decision, just making a decision in general. Are you satisfied with making a decision?
If
that makes any sense.
Are you asking me that question?
No, it's just a general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just
Because
a
I
general.
feel like with me, when decision making, I have to like wait on it. I can't just make split decisions. I have to be like,
Yeah.
I have to really, I have to see how I feel like internally like about it and just really sit it through. That's for me. But I know everyone's different, you know?
No, for sure. For sure. I mean, I'm the same way. It's not like every decision. You know, there's so many different things in life. Some are quick, some are long.
And some people just know like what they want, like automatically, like, oh, that's what I want. That's what I'm gonna get. And some don't. Like some are just like, I don't know. It's like, is that for me? Like I like it, but is it really for me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely.
Is it in alignment? Like I guess you would say.
No, 100%. That's why life is very complex. You know what I mean? Sometimes you make a quick decision because it's impulse, but then it also leads to bad results. And then you can't just immediately make a decision off of what your body wants. You also have to think about long term. Like, what is your spirit really looking for? What are you ultimately looking for in life?
Right.
You know, there's a lot of nuances when it comes to making decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, taking the time to make the right decision is definitely super helpful. Even once you get comfortable, you know, making quick decisions. I think it's always good to kind of sit on things for a little while, but then also learn to take action too. But yeah, that was very wise. That's very wise. Some decisions come quicker than others.
Right.
Right.
Because sometimes you just like, you ever like you say you're a Christian, so you know like when you pray for something, and you're like you've been waiting for God to answer that prayer, and so when the decision comes whether you're gonna accept whatever you were praying for or not, like whether you have a decision to take it or not. Like say you're praying for a job, you get that job, or you get the offer. You've been praying for a job for a while, and they reach out. Like, you got to make that decision. Like, is this the job that is for me, or am I just taking it? Like, just to have one. Is this, you know what I'm saying? Or something like that.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but that's the beauty of life too. You know what I mean? We serve a loving God.
Right.
Right. So if we make a decision, and it happens to not serve us, we will find out. Right. You know what I mean? So you make the decision to find, you know, and you pick the wrong job, quote unquote, that was presented. I think something's going to happen where it's going to redirect you. You're going to get some insight that this was not the right decision. And then another decision will be presented. And then we just keep playing that game.
Because, you know, even though God could hear your prayers, you know, so can the enemy. Yes. And so, like, when I'm saying, like, you could get the wrong job presented at you, and you could be like, is this from God or not? Yeah. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, you gotta.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why also in the Bible it mentions you can test to see if something is from him by the fruits. Right. You know what I mean? So if the fruits give you peace, you know what I mean, and give you satisfaction and give you like more opportunities and good connections, circles, you know, whatever it may be, it's a personal journey. Then you'll know it's from him or not. But if it gives you chaos and all this other stuff, you know what I mean?
That's actually kind of like what I'm going through right now, honestly.
Yeah? Yeah. Like, what do you mean?
Like, finding, like, having friendships, not realizing that they're in alignment, because I don't drink, and some of the friends I have, like, are still wanting to go to the bar and drink and party, and I'm just not there anymore. So it's like when getting together, I don't feel, like, it feels awkward now. Like, before it was flowy and it was just easy, because I would, let's go to the bar. Right. Now getting together, it's like we don't have anything in common anymore. So I've had to like drop people or just distance myself because they're just not on the same path or in the same mental mindset, which is nothing wrong, like not judgment at all. Like, but it's just not in alignment with what I'm looking to work towards, you know?
Absolutely. Life shifts. Many people have come in my life and left. You know what I mean? I used to smoke all the time. Right. And I used to have friends that all we did was smoke together. You know, and then once I stopped, I've been had so many decisions in my life to stop smoking and then restarting, but there was times when I was just like, you know, I'm done. And then I wouldn't see those friends as much. Right. You know, and I was just like, damn, like, what the fuck? And then that almost peer pressured me to, like, want to start smoking again just so I would have people to chill around. Right. You know what I mean? Which was some bullshit, but, you know.
I feel like it's the true friends that will stick with you even through your growth and your changing. Yes. They don't make you do what they want you to do. They just accept what you want to do, too.
Yeah, legit. You know? Legit. 100%. You'll see who's really your friend when you start focusing on, you know, elevating your life, getting to a place where you feel inner satisfaction. Sometimes you just got to let people go because you're on your own journey, you know, like you need a sense of fulfillment, You know what I mean? And if someone's trying to stop you from a sense of fulfillment that you need, that's not a friend.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I agree. And I used to have this, like, I used to be kind of naive, and I would just keep friends around just for, like, the sake, like, we've had history together.
Yeah.
But then I realized they're not reaching out to me. I see them hanging out with other people, but no one's, like, contacting me to make plans. So then I'm like, why am I calling them my friends? They're not my friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just took me a while to wake up to it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's painful. It definitely is. But I think in the grand scheme of things, later on, it is such a blessing. You know what I mean? When you really find an inner sense of self and an inner peace, some satisfaction in your life, and you do some growth, and you get to a point you're like, dang, like I needed to do all this. These people needed I couldn't hang around these people. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in this sense of, you know what I mean? There's nothing like an inner satisfaction. It's just, you can't really measure it.
Right.
You'll look very similar on the outside almost. You know what I mean? But inside, it's such a new world. So much love and satisfaction. It's like you wouldn't trade it for anything. I'll go through all this shit again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just for that. Even if I'm by myself. You know what I mean? It's so much more rewarding. Truthfully.
I agree.
You know? So, it's definitely difficult in the moment.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't want you to think of it as like how people treat you is never a reflection. I mean, not never, but how people treat you is more of a reflection of themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you can open yourself up and display certain things. You know what I mean? And people can attack you or show love. You know? Like that's how it goes. That's how it goes. And no matter what decision you make, even if you're making the best decisions, people can attack you or show love.
One thing I've noticed recently, I don't know if this is just because of what I'm going through, the more you show your authentic self, the more people are threatened by you and they'll distance themselves. And I think almost most people out there wear a mask to try to fit in into a group.
Yes.
Or whatnot. And it's like, I'm just past that. I don't want to be that person anymore.
Right.
And I feel like it just took me so long to realize that. And I feel like that's another reason why I'm distancing myself from people. It's like, I don't think there's anything wrong with them. They're just not where I'm at right now.
You had to wear a mask to be around them.
Right. And I don't want to do that anymore.
Good.
So if you can't accept me for me, then you could go.
That's
you
right.
know what I'm saying?
100%.
I want to like draw people in that are like on the same mindset, like growth mindset, I guess you could say, because I'm trying to do better. I don't want to stay like repeating the same cycles over and over.
Better.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, people are just repeating the same cycles over and over and over again. It's like my mentality is like trying to become the best version of myself, not repeating the same thing. Right. If you know it's not good for you, why do you keep doing it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Definitely. I've had that experience as well. You know, living under mask, you know what I mean, for so long, and it just catches up to you. It just becomes too heavy to wear.
I think that was maybe part of my neurodivergent experience as well, because I had friend groups that I didn't want to introduce to each other because I would have like a different mask for each friend group.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Because of some of them are like into music, and so I would just make my personality all music. Yeah. Some were like into, I don't know, horses. I'm just giving examples because it's like throughout my life, you know what I mean? But it's like if I got them together, would they get along? Or like my Christian friends versus like my friends that I would go partying with. Like I'm not going to introduce them because they're not. That was just like certain things I would go through because I've actually been into Christianity since high school, but I also I like to experience things on my own and not just listen to what people tell me, because there's Christians I feel like that just have a superiority complex that are not actually doing what Jesus would, because like Jesus was humble. He wasn't over here judging people, but he also, like, I don't feel like I'm judging people. I'm protecting myself in my path. That's what I'm doing. And people can take it as judgment, but that's not judgment. I feel like we have to use discernment.
Right. I think I heard this from a friend, and I have to really double check it, but it checks out with me. I think as Christians, we can judge people because we can correct people. You know what I mean? We can say, hey, this doesn't serve you. You know, and based off of the fruits, I'm coming this decision. This is the discernment, but we cannot condemn people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we cannot condemn them, say that they are a lost cause, give up on them. You know what I mean? Sometimes it does say to brush your feet off and go on to the next if they don't, You know what I mean? But I think we are supposed to have a certain level of discernment and step in and say, hey, but I don't think that's serving you.
I kind of feel like for me, I feel like this is maybe my comfort level. I have to feel like I trust you, and like you have to have that connection with me for me to respect what you have to say. Mm-hmm. I'm not even saying like, because how are you to tell me what I'm doing is wrong? Like, how do I know what you're doing behind closed doors? And I feel like sometimes people will point fingers, trying to act like they're doing no wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And try to make you feel like you're doing wrong.
Right.
So I just have an issue with I
like that.
Listening to just anybody, because I don't know who you are.
I like that.
If you like earn my respect and show me you're worthy of like how close are you really with God? Are you as close as you say you are? Because you can't just trust people with what they say.
That's
right. They
right.
have to prove it.
That's absolutely 100%.
Because I know so many people, they claim to be Christians, is what I was trying to say before, is like they claim to be Christians, but I feel like you go through their social media and you see them arguing with people, kind of putting them down, like making it seem like you're above them. And would Jesus do that? Mm-mm. Like, Jesus was love. Like, he would correct with love. You don't argue with people just because you disagree with them. I'm like over the arguing as well, like with people. If they don't just agree with me, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't need you to agree with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Wow, yeah, definitely good take. I'm really happy that you said that. Very happy you said that. Because there's also a verse that supports exactly that. It says, how can you tell your brother to clear the plank in their eye when you have sawdust in your eye? You know what I mean? Which is basically like, how can you go and tell them, things to fix when you have your own things that you need to fix too? You know what I mean? I think that's like what the interpretation of that would be,
Wasn't there a story in the Bible too that would like talk about how Satan was like cast down from heaven because he was one of God's like angels, and he was trying to be above God? That was like a superiority thing, like putting himself above him. So as a Christian, how are we to do that to other people? Because you're calling yourself a Christian, but you're doing the same thing that Satan did. So are you really following the same God that you think you are? You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't think we should be putting ourselves above people, but we have to use discernment with who we keep in our circle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Because some people do just have that, like, I'm saved, kind of like, which, yeah, we are saved through Christ, but they have that, like, mentality that I'm saved, you're not, like, to people, instead of, like, you shouldn't see it that way. You should try to, some Christians are repelling people and not trying to guide them to God, is my point.
Yeah. No, I
like,
definitely hear you.
If you feel like they're judging you, why would you want to?
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, my thing is, like, when I say, like, the judgment stuff, too, like, as someone who, like, loves wisdom and is on a journey of growth myself, when somebody comes in and tells me, listen, here's a piece of wisdom that I've, whether it's in business, because I have business mentors, and they may not be believers of Christ, but they have, experience in a certain realm that I myself have interest in. I'm walking through. I'm not as deep in the walk yet, and I look at their advice. If somebody gives me wisdom, and I want wisdom,
right?
I accept wisdom, and that's just like what I essentially was trying to get at. Like, if someone is like seeking wisdom, and if like, I'm not even close, I'm not like, I don't want, 100%. I don't know. I want to be better. I definitely want to be better, but I also don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to call out, people because I definitely make my own mistakes.
Right.
So if that was the tone that I gave off.
No. I'm talking in general, not you.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But just even for the listener.
Because that was also something I was experiencing recently. Like, a family member was like attacking me about a post back in June that showed up in her FYP. And then she's attacking me. Some guy was I posted scriptures saying like how we should stay humble, like kind of what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
And he's trying to pose like a bunch of scriptures to what my point was. And I was just like kind of going, that's kind of, I forgot exactly what I said, but I was like, it's getting off subject kind of thing. Because you're like, just because you said those scriptures doesn't take away from the point that I'm getting, like, that's still scriptures too, what I posted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, like, there's verses that could be conflicting with each other. And I feel like why are we throwing verses at I don't know. I just got kind of like, I didn't get irritated. I was calm.
Mm-hmm.
But then she jumped in and just like injected herself into it, which, you know what I'm saying? And then she was attacking me. Then she was trying to say that I'm not on the path with God. And I was like, you don't know my relationship with God at all. Only God knows that. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, some Christians think they could tell someone they're going to go to hell, or like that they're not on the right path. And I'm just like, you don't have that authority. You know what I'm saying? What makes you think that you could tell me where I'm going?
Right.
Only God knows.
Right.
You know?
100%. Definitely. Another verse that's supported by the Bible as well. It says only God himself can say who's getting into heaven. We have no authority over that.
So many Christians I see on TikTok all over the place where they try to tell people, like, if they're gay too, that they're going to hell. Like, what makes you get to decide that? That's up to God to decide. Only God knows their heart and that person. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think people should be telling anybody if they don't know their full story or their walk, where they're going. That's up to God to do.
Definitely. I would say, like, we can't for certain say somebody is going to a certain place, if they're going to heaven or if they're going to hell. We cannot say that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we can look at scripture to say certain actions compiled, like with choice, can lead us away from God. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just simply like our heart, but it's also what we do with our lives. Right. It's the decisions we make. We can either hurt people or we can help people. If we live a life saying, oh, we believe in God, and we stray people away from the kingdom, you know what I mean? We're misleading people and we're hurting people. That those actions only support the fact that you more than likely, you're separating yourself from him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, and like, then at the same time, there's actions where you can say, you just know, like, you see someone doing good, like, you feel like, wow, that's inspiring, that empowers. Mm-hmm. And you feel like, that's something that we should double down on. That's something like, whoa, like, wow, I see what you're doing, and I think that is amazing. Like, I want to make sure that you don't stumble on your path at all. Mm-hmm. I want to be able to, like, help throughout that. I think that there is power in the words we choose to speak to people, and there's power in the actions that we do too. Right. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes you when we're walking through life, we can just immediately tell. Like, you see somebody scolding somebody, we know that's not right, essentially. You know what I mean? Like, like, you can just, like, tell when certain things are right and wrong a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I think, I don't know. So that's just, when I say that, I mean, like, we don't want to just, like, stop from promoting good things. Like we cannot, like, say, okay, you're going to hell or you're going to heaven. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be like, I don't know if I agree with that.
Right. You're definitely.
Oh, great freaking job. Right. I think we should still vocalize, some of the things that we think are good nature, or speak up for the things that we don't think is good nature.
Oh yeah. You should definitely use your voice and speak up what you believe in.
Yeah.
But I also feel like your delivery and your tone with how you do it is important, because you don't want to make people feel attacked. Right. Because, like, people don't react in logic, they react in emotion. Mm-hmm. So if you're coming at them with something that can be vulnerable, mm-hmm. they may not react the way you're expecting. Because I know I used to do that a lot. I used to be a reactive person. Mm-hmm. I don't do that anymore. But, like, when people would say stuff, I felt like everything was an attack. Mm. I used to, because I felt like...
Me too.
I'm not going to even lie. Like, I felt like everything was attacked, so I would be reactive.
Me too.
And I've learned to regulate. Yeah. And realize that everyone has their own perspective on things, and it's not always an attack. Yeah. But also stand your ground. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. Don't shrink just because they're, like, coming at you. Like, yes. No, I don't agree with you. I'm sorry that if you disagree, but, like, right. Hold your ground. Don't,
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
Because also some people feel like they want to people please too. Right. Like, they feel like, I noticed, like, I used to also be agreeable at points, like, growing up. Yeah. Because I was like, I didn't want to deal with conflict. But now I'm at that point where I don't care if people agree with me. I don't want conflict, but I'm also okay with standing up with what I believe in, because I think that's important. So.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely. You're making some excellent points. Really.
I hope I'm not getting off subject.
No, I feel like we're just, like, on a line. This is our episode.
Okay.
The subject was a conversation. That's it.
I mean, life is I feel like just talking about life in general, right?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And this is tools. And like that was what was coming through. It was like when you were mentioning like making quick decisions and being reactive. I was the exact same way. And I think like when someone comes in and tells us something, right? Like to be like again with that security, that sense of self that you have, being able to just like sit with things, then process things. You know what I mean? Because what they say might be valid, but it also might be invalid. And I think sometimes it's okay to process, take a day or two or a few weeks to like hear to really digest what was said.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like there's always, because like I've heard that your haters are going to tell you stuff that your supporters won't, and they could be valid. You know what I mean? So when your haters coming in, you may not want to respond to it and like and double down on your stuff, but at the same time, what they're saying may be valid. You know what I mean? So
that's
just
also where the discernment comes in too, though.
yeah, you know. So, and that's where also like a sense of self and not being and like and be able to like just in general like when we feel attacked, you know, we just want to react, and maybe you know, also at the same time, people are actually attacking and not like going for the sake of like real conversation and understanding. Like if I say something to somebody, I mean it in a way to try to understand more things.
Right.
Because I could be wrong. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when I say things to people, I could be right, I could be wrong. You know, and my thing is that I just want to be able to speak up and then we talk about it. And maybe we talk about it 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later or 4 weeks later or whenever we need to talk about it. But, you know, I may even be like, damn, like what I said was completely wrong. I felt so right when I said that to that person, but like now I realize no, I was actually wrong, and let me fix that, and then vice versa. You know, real communication I think comes from the fact of when people say something to something, and no two humans, no one individual has everything figured out. We need to be able to just like process things and sit with it for a little while, and you know, see like where are we going?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
I feel like it's good to have an open mind too.
Yeah.
Because like you were saying, like it's good to listen to what other people have to say. They could be right.
Yeah.
But it's also good to have an open mind because a lot of people just are so stuck in their beliefs and they're not even considering other people's
Right.
perspectives. And I think it's important to,
Right.
Even if you don't agree with it, to consider it. Be like, I could see.
Yeah.
I could see where that comes from. Like
Right.
I understand.
If I had lived your life, perhaps I would be the exact same way.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's good to try to just be like open minded. So I've worked on that a lot. I feel like I'm very open minded. I can consider people's perspectives, even if I disagree with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've noticed because like I feel like I'm open minded. I could voice my opinion, and I just feel like we should all be able to have a free voice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like some people will attack you on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They'll attack you, and you're like, why can't you just see my perspective? Like you could tell me your perspective. It doesn't have to become an argument.
Right.
You know, like.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why some people have very strong beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they want to silence any other belief. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like once you want to silence other beliefs, you can't silence people because that means death, essentially. You got to kill things for that to be true.
Right.
You know? Like, you just got to kind of let things be. If you really have strong belief, like a strong system of belief, then it will naturally unfold.
Right.
Like truth will reveal itself. So you can be secure in knowing that truth will prevail. You know what I mean? You don't need to try to silence. You can be confident knowing that what will be, will be.
It's like that post I posted the other day. I don't have to agree with you to understand you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's a very important thing to kind of embody, as we don't have to agree with people, but we could still understand where they're coming from because they've walked a different life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And we don't know what part of their healing journey they're on. They could be at the very beginning. They could have not started it yet. You know? So
Definitely. 100%. That's why life is so beautiful.
Right.
You know, so many different walks of life that just exist out there.
Right.
That we get to just like love, embrace, and just enjoy.
Right.
It's kind of cool. Just all the different walks of life.
I agree. I love, like, I feel like I'm a very, like, I like to get to know people's stories too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, like, I that's why I want to travel more. because you get to learn about people.
Yeah.
And like just hear their upbringing and where they come from. So I could see why you do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's interesting to learn like where people came from and stuff.
Right. There's so many different cultures out there. We don't even know how many different ways of life there really are.
Right?
Yeah.
And we're like confined to the state. You know what I mean? So it's, I just want to branch out and explore, you know?
Yeah. Definitely. For sure. As do I. I definitely want to see more of the world too. Even just in the States.
Right.
There's got to be a lot of variety out there.
Right.
Yeah. Usually I do an intro to the podcast. Like, hey, welcome to today's episode. Today we have Dixie on the show.
Do you want to like
no
do that now and then clip in and move it to the front?
No, I'm just talking. I mean, I might do that. But yeah, that was probably like that was a very good like little intro talk, little, you know, beginning. I like it. Did we even get into hardships at all? Or like
I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think do we want to go in that direction at all?
If you want to.
What do you want to do?
We could talk about what we were talking about. I mean, like, or we've talked about before the podcast.
So refresh my memory.
Like when I was little, like growing up. Yeah.
Yeah. That's some interesting stuff. And that's not easy.
Right.
You know?
So when you have like, you want me to start like talking a little bit about it, or you want to kind of just dive in little by little?
Let me segue it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, you know, today we have Dixie here with us, giving us a wonderful, what's the word? I guess appearance. A wonderful appearance today, sharing some very insightful stuff. You know, I think maybe it's probably just best for you to kind of just get into it, honestly. Like as the Perspective podcast, we talk about situations that has really molded us, vulnerable stories, intimate moments, powerful moments that, you know, some people may be dealing with by themselves, and you may feel like you're the only one, but you're not the only one. So every guest is amazing. Every guest is important. And today we have Dixie.
Hello.
Dixie, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me. All
right. So as I mentioned, story of powerful moments. Give us a powerful moment that you have, Dixie.
Powerful moment? Is that like at the end of like after I overcame what I went through?
You know, this is your story, so you can talk about it in whichever sequence you want to talk about it. What feels right? Like, what do you ultimately...
You know, I don't even want to start with when I was younger. I want to start with what happened to me like 6 years ago.
All right.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Because I was pregnant.
Okay.
With my firstborn son, and I actually lost him.
Oh, no.
It was a stillborn.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I mean, it happens, and I know it's more common than we realize. It was a cord accident. It was like wrapped around his neck, so he was like strangled in my stomach. And that was probably the moment I've actually encountered my actual spiritual awakening, where I'm like, I've just become more aware of things. I feel like I needed to go through that, though. So that's why I feel like God allows us to go through things.
Yep.
So that we could get stronger, and like there's always a reason, whether we realize it at the time or not.
Right.
And at the time I didn't realize, but I feel like he allowed that to happen to make me stronger, for one, but also lead me into the spiritual awakening.
Yep.
And that was like probably the most recent hardest thing I've been through.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't even want to go without being a parent. So then I had my other son, who is now 5. Thank you. I had him 6 weeks after I actually lost my first. I didn't even give myself time to heal.
You had him 6 weeks afterwards?
So I was pregnant. I had the stillborn taken out. The doctor cleared me after 6 weeks, and I tried right away because I didn't want to wait. And I don't think I gave myself the time to heal because like that pregnancy was kind of depressing. It was during COVID, so you know, it was already a hard time.
Yeah.
Very lonely because you couldn't really hang out with anybody. So I think that was another hard thing I went through, is like people would reach out on social media to say they'll be there for you. Like, call me anytime, but it's like, I don't want to burden anyone, so of course I'm not going to reach out, and no one really checked in either, even though they like said that. So it felt like I was going through it alone the whole time, You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
not only that, I wasn't working because I had to be off of work.
Yeah.
Because you have to give yourself time to heal. So there was a period I was off of work. I did try to go to work early. That was my fault, and I was crying the whole time.
Wow.
I actually tried to be vulnerable with a nurse at one of my jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her what happened because I was like emotional, and she laughed at me.
Wow.
Yeah, she literally laughed. I don't know if it was like a nervous tick for her or something.
Shit?
That's what I'm saying. Like, people are just like sometimes just not very empathetic.
Wow.
That's probably one of my biggest turn offs is people that lack empathy, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because I'm a sensitive person, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, dang.
You could be sensitive but tough at the same time. Just because you're sensitive doesn't make you weak either.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's... Wow.
So.
I'm very sorry.
It's okay. I mean, at the time it hurt. Because I was like, wow. Not only did I already feel lonely through this, now when I actually open up to someone, they're laughing at me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I think that definitely goes for some ingredients to make you stronger, for sure.
Right, and also discernment. You're like, wow, maybe I shouldn't have told her. She wasn't the right person to trust with this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But, I mean, even so, like, I mean, it sucks that you got that response, but I can only imagine that if you were to get that response again, like, sure, it would still hurt, you know?
I feel like, yeah, we're human. Right?
Yeah, but I think that it won't be as like, you know what I mean? Like, if we're in a very vulnerable moment and we're looking for some validation from somebody, and then we get that type of response, it teaches us to have an inner sense of validation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So, like, no matter what somebody says, it's not going to be as painful, hopefully.
Right.
Next time around, when we express vulnerable situations, you know?
Right.
So, could be a blessing, too, even though that's terrible. You know?
When I had gone through it, I started too early, so that was, like, one of the days I worked.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was, like, I talked to the doctor, and, like, you shouldn't have been at work yet. You're supposed to be out for, like, 6 weeks. And it was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then actually, that was a different time. But, like, yeah, the 6 weeks was very lonely because I was home alone. Like, people work, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
no one around to talk to. But, like, I feel like that's another thing that also added to the strength. Because you learn to count on your own inner strength. You're not, like, relying on other people for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Not saying anything's wrong with reaching out when you need someone to talk to at all, but
right.
It's also important to be able to, I don't know. I like to handle things myself. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's definitely good to be able to, like, get some different opinions on certain things. You know what I mean? Like, right. I definitely value that. Even now, like, I still like to get some opinions on, you know, even if, you know, like, I get to make the decision, but I still think that getting opinions is super helpful.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right.
Like, even if it's just saying the same thing I'm thinking. Or if it's saying, like, the other side of stuff, you know? Like, it's always good to be able to get some more information.
Right.
You know what I mean? From a trusted source who, like, is not trying to hurt you.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's always value in that, for sure. We're humans. Like, we are a social creature.
Right.
You know, people are important. And I think people are the only real way to fill those holes, essentially. I mean, we have Christ 100%, but, like, when you have Christ, he will also... Seek the kingdom first and all things will be provided to you. So I think he will also bring people into your life. Right. Which is going to help with it. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to bring everything that you need in your life. And people are definitely a factor, a big factor. Like, we are just trying to, you know, we serve each other. Right. You can't serve your possessions.
I feel like I've gotten to that point, though, because I've become self-reliant, though. That if I have someone in my life, it's because I want them there, not because I need them there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I don't feel like I want to ever have that mindset that I need anybody. Right. That's just me, though. Like, right. God is one thing, but, like, a person. Right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. 100%. Right. Definitely. And that also makes it so much more of a blessing, something to be cherished when you do accept somebody into your life. Like, in that role. Like, as that person who is being let into your life. That is a blessing. Right. You know what I mean? That is something that is more now cherishable. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? More valuable. Right. Because you chose them to be in your life. Right. You know? Mm-hmm. So that's super cool. I have a question. Yeah. So, I can be sometimes a little blunt. You know what I mean? Just a little question. So we mentioned you were going to talk about your childhood, and then and then you said you wanted to talk about this incident 6 years before. Where's the correlation? Why did you want to touch that first? How did they connect?
Because I guess when I was growing up, I didn't feel like my parents would have cared that much. Because if they're taking drugs,
Yeah.
like what I went through, like taking drugs and just abusive and like forgetting their kids' places.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And how deeply that hurt me to lose my kid. I just knew that I would never be that parent to do that.
Yeah, yeah. I get you.
So I guess me going through that is kind of what woke me up to that. Like, I'm like, another reason why I really wanted to be a parent because I wanted to show. Right. I just wanted to redo the history. I'm like, that's not my like, I'm not going to accept that.
That's amazing.
I need to change that pattern.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I know I could be a better parent than what I had to deal with growing up. Like,
right. You're creating what you wanted to experience.
Right.
But you didn't have. I totally understand that.
So I feel like when I experienced that loss, that was kind of, it was like, wow, I was trying to do better, but I still didn't, like, you know what I'm saying? So it hurt more. Like, I was like trying to advance in life, like do like not what my parents did, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But like then I lost the baby, so it was like, I'm not giving up. Like, that hurt obviously, but I didn't give up, and I still had another kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I felt, when I was pregnant, I felt like a mother still. I lost a child, but I still felt like a mother, you know?
Yeah. Definitely. So. Wow. Amazing.
So.
Yeah. And that's how your spiritual awakening happened.
Right.
Because essentially, you were filling a gap. You're trying to fill that gap that you didn't have. And then it was almost like a reaction when you were trying to fill the gap. And then that terrible experience happened, and it almost made you like really think about like what you're really creating, what you're bringing, and then.
Right. Now I have 2 kids, and I could never imagine doing the things that I see some stuff parents do to their children, or on social media you see these stories pop up. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know. I could never. They're like my everything. I just can't relate. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's really sad to see. I think everyone deserves like loving parents, and it's hard because like I feel really drawn to people's like inner child. Like, when I want to talk to people, I get emotional about this. I'm hoping I don't cry. Okay. I like talking to people about their inner child because I know that most of us are hurting from our inner child, and I feel like that's probably why I always felt like a mother. Like, I feel like I just nurture people. Yeah. I don't know why, but
you are a strong individual.
And I feel like people don't see that because on social media I probably come off like really tough or blunt. Sorry, I get emotional.
It's okay.
But I don't always like showing the soft side because people walk all over that. You know, they see it as weakness too. So, but I do feel like I want to help people heal their inner child, and that's another reason why I got into breath work, which was the business I'm trying to start off.
Yeah.
Because you know, actually it was crazy how this happened, but I did a church inspection at a church, and I ran into this lady, and I was telling her about the breath work, and she's like, I just feel like it would help me learn breath work to regulate my own nervous system because I feel it like intensely. And she's like, or whatever. And she's like, you know, God did give us breath. And like, she was talking to me about it, and I was like, you know, that's so true. Like, we could heal ourselves through breath. We don't need substances. We don't need, like, people turn to drugs to try to numb themselves to. Like, we don't really need it. Breath work, like, it's like what God gave us, just breathing. You could heal through that.
Yeah.
And sometimes we forget to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just take a deep breath. Like, everything will work out, kind of.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
It feels good to breathe, too. Like,
it does. Right. It's a gratitude. Yeah.
And people don't realize breath work, you can actually access your subconscious mind. It's almost like hypnotherapy.
Mm.
And so, like, that that's how their like trauma healing is affected as well. And so like that's company I'm trying to do at the same time. I just want to help people like access that stuff to work through it. I'm not healing them. They're healing themselves through God's breath.
Interesting.
You know?
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I like that.
Thanks.
You should make like a YouTube channel or something.
Yeah.
Or like Instagram, start promoting that, start talking about it.
You know, I try, but I get so like I'm so burnt out with my full-time job. I'm trying to I want to pull away from that. I kind of do this more, but I feel stuck right now because I need money. You know, bills, kids, so.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, definitely.
I feel like sometimes I just have a limited amount of energy.
Yeah.
So.
Breath work.
Breath work can also be, so it could make you awake, but it could also make you tired depending on which one you want.
Yeah.
So there's one that is like activating and ones that's more relaxing. Mm-hmm. If you do an activating one though, I guess it's good in the morning and stuff, but like...
Yeah, once you're already tired, your body's tired, it might not be as serving.
And it also depends where you're at mentally. Like, do you need more, like, relaxing because you're having anxiety that day, you're stressed out?
Right.
And if you're activating yourself while you're stressed out, that might not be good. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that.
It's a nervous system thing.
Right. Yeah, no, I for sure get that.
So.
I love it.
Thanks.
Super in your head, but you're very insightful. There's value. You've been in your head. You definitely got some stuff there.
You said I'm in my head. What does that mean?
Like I don't know. You were apologizing a lot before in the beginning.
I do have anxiety, so that would make sense too.
Yeah.
I was already nervous to do this because I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm shy, even though I probably don't seem it, but I can be shy. So.
Yeah. Listen, it's pretty human. It's pretty awesome. I think you're doing an amazing job. I think you've said some pretty insightful things. And I think you've shown a lot of strength.
Thank you.
You know? And I think you've had a very vulnerable, intimate, a deep walk. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely see a lot of the pain that you had to go through. You know? We touched on some stuff outside of the show, so I have a little bit more insight. But you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
So.
And if no one has told you, you are too. I don't know your journey, but I see that you have a heart for God, so.
Yeah.
Your walk, God knows, you know.
Yeah.
So good job too.
It's all through him.
Right.
That's it. Boom.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to address, say, to anybody, or to a younger version of you? Just to like close off the show, like a last piece of advice, or you know, anything, whatever you want. If you want to promote something, if you want to say I love you to your kids, anything.
Well, I just feel like what do I want to say? Because there's so many things I can say. Like,
the floor is yours.
When you're going through something hard, you may think that there's no end. There's no light at the end of the tunnel, but there always is, and you just got to keep walking towards the light, you know, work through it. It's like people just feel like you have a bad day. It's a bad day, not a bad life.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And don't let a bad moment ruin the rest of the day. Right. You know what I mean? Because all it could be is just a moment, and then we make it into a bad day too.
Right.
You know? So try to learn to get over things as, you know, have gratitude in that experience as quick as you can. There's always value to be dissected and taken from it. So right. the quicker we can do that, the stronger I think we get. You know? Agree. Gratitude. I like that.
You know, you got to be thankful for even the hardships you've gone through, because you wouldn't be the person you are today without them.
Exactly.
Because, like, whether we realize it or not, the experiences we go through shape us.
Right, and they're probably way more beneficial as far as learning lessons than the good moments. The good moments we get to, like, look back and smile on. But then they could also be, like, you know, a good moment could be a night out with friends, drinking and being belligerent. But then you think about it, it's like, was that really serving you? Is that really beneficial? Right. What did we get from that? You know?
But also going through it helps you empathize with them. Yeah. Feel like, you know, I remember what it was like that. I remember feeling like I needed to drink to numb myself. Like, yeah. So it's like you see them. Yeah. But you don't resonate with it anymore. Mm-hmm. But it's like you're not judging them because you've been there. Yeah. So it's like with love. Like I don't want to participate in it, but I see you and I understand you.
Yes.
you know, like I've been there, done that.
Definitely.
So.
Definitely. Those hard moments definitely give us some pretty good lessons. And it's beautiful. This is amazing.
Thank
this
you.
was very insightful. Again, I know I said that. I'll say it again. Keep on saying it. Every time I see you, next time I see you.
Well, thank you for reaching out.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Of course.
Boom. Low key in my feels. But this is good. This is good. So thank you again for coming on. Thank you again for watching. This was a wonderful episode of the Perspective Podcast. I want you guys to share some of your favorite moments. What did you resonate with? What really impacted you? What do you feel connected to? Make sure you give Dixie a follow. Keep up with her story. And reach out to her too if you want to show some encouragement, some love, or some questions that you feel maybe she can help you with. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Boom.